Yeah, hi. I wanted to make a quick video about recovering from schizophrenia, um, getting through schizophrenia and being able to live a normal life. Well, number one, there's lots of different types of schizophrenia out there. Schizophrenia is an umbrella term for all kinds of symptoms that people might experience. But first and foremost is believing that you can recover. I think a lot of schizophrenics, when they get to that really dark place, kind of lose hope for a while, and they think their symptoms are never going to stop. The most basic form of mind control is repetition. Um, yeah, to recover. The other thing I definitely say is that you want to avoid drugs and alcohol if you want to get better. You want to, most of the time, take the medicine that psychiatrists prescribe. You may need less than they prescribe, but you probably need something. I mean, in my own case, the clozapine that I take doesn't stop the symptoms at all, but it does mean that I get a good night's sleep. Um, I've experienced extremes of insomnia, and it really isn't pleasant at all when you don't sleep for a week or so. But yeah, believing that you can recover because you can. Um, the other thing with schizophrenia is what they call delusions of reference, which where the schizophrenic will make connections in his mind between arbitrary states. They'll read into numbers and letters, and um, it's kind of called a delusion of reference. Now, one way to deal with that is to start studying symbolism, the Kabbalah, the Tarot, astrology. So if you have delusions of reference, there's some kind of historical, for want of a better word, scientific way of analysing your references. Delusions of persecution is another part of a lot of schizophrenics' lives. They think that people are out to get them. But if that is the case, then you need to ask yourself, if these people are out to get me, how come they haven't got me yet? Well, maybe they have, I don't know. But I'm assuming 95% of people with this illness are still alive. If you've been having delusions of persecution for 10 or 15 years, um, maybe the goal is just to make you paranoid rather than to kill you. I don't know. Um, Thoughts about telepathy, these ideas of thought insertion or thought deletion, thought broadcasting. Again, test it out. If you think that somebody is putting thoughts into your mind or extracting thoughts, test it. If you think the radio is speaking to you, test it. Equivocation is another part of schizophrenia where equivocation means double speaking, where you'll say one thing that can have two meanings. It's also called having a forked tongue, equivocation. That's not one of the easier ones to deal with, but that does tie into the thought insertion, thought deletion, thought broadcasting kind of thing. Exercise. Just going for a walk for half an hour a day will make all the difference. If you're physically healthy, you'll be mentally healthy. Vitamins. Try taking B3 vitamin. Try taking copper and selenium. Buy a book on vitamins. Feed yourself properly. Taking your mind off your symptoms is another thing that you need to learn. You need to have distraction techniques. You need to be able to sit down and read a book or even watch a movie. Well, sometimes if your voices are terrible and the voices are doing your head in, just put the radio on, just block it out. You don't have to listen to them. The most basic form of mind control is repetition. Yeah, you have choices. So that's just a few ideas, but basically, you need to believe that you can recover, and I'm allowed to say that because I've been out of hospital for, I think it's about 22 months. I've been out of hospital and I've been living independently as well. And like I said in previous videos, if you can survive schizophrenia, you'll be a much stronger person mentally um, than people that have never experienced schizophrenic symptoms. You'll be strong in a way that most people can't really understand. And you can recover. The last video I put up was basically a kind of snapshot of the voices that I hear. They're not always like that, but that's the general gist of what it's like. Um, yeah, just a few thoughts there. Thanks.